Welcome to the mic, it's the Dennis Byron Show. Breaking headlines, truth in every flow. From courtroom seats to exclusive shots. Journalism raw, yeah, Byron calls the shots. Subscribe, stay woke, now let's get in the know. It's the Dennis Byron Show. 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 Dennis Byron Show. The Dennis Byron Show. Dennis Byron Show. The Dennis Byron Show. Dennis Byron Show. Welcome to the mic, it's the Dennis Byron Show. Breaking headlines, truth in every flow. From courtroom seats to exclusive shots. Journalism raw, yeah, Byron calls the shots. Subscribe, stay woke, now let's get in the know. It's the Dennis Byron Show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Good evening. This is a breaking news story. Get in here, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we are back. We are here with this exclusive breaking news story. Let me get on the screen real quickly here. I want to make sure you guys are in here first. I'll give you guys a couple of seconds to get in here. This is a breaking news story, ladies and gentlemen. This story has just come down the pipeline. My sources in New York has confirmed that there has been an indictment in New York City for the attorney who represented Lil Rod, who was also Fat Joe's attorney. But we need to get in here and we need to talk about this, ladies and gentlemen. We need to talk about this, and I'm gonna tell you why this didn't come as a surprise. It really didn't come as a surprise, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. 1 second. We're gonna make sure we put a one in the chat. Okay, you guys can hear us. Okay, very good, very good. Let me get that out of here. Come on, Tyrone. What do you got going on over there, Tyrone? You got to take the paperwork. Why did they? You know what? You can't hide from the paperwork. No, listen. This is a serious matter. This involved a 66-year-old man who was just trying to serve, doing his job, trying to serve some paperwork. Why is this significant? Well, we were in New York, and I say we. Let's just say Sean G, Dennis Byron, infamous Sylvia, Celia Simone, and the other reporters were at the federal courthouse at 500 Pearl Street. And when we got the word, we were literally at the trial. We got the word that Tyrone Blackburn allegedly ran over a process server. They were trying to serve him. They were trying to serve. We didn't know what they were serving for, what lawsuit they were trying to serve him with, but they were trying to serve him. Tyrone Blackburn is let's just say is pretty famous for some of the clients he represented. And I would just say that if you want to get more deep down into the nitty-gritty of what Tyrone Blackburn has been doing in these streets, a good friend over there, the law intellect, Pam, she's been talking about certain situations involving Mr. Blackburn. But you know who else I saw Mr. Blackburn with? T. Soto, your boy. They got your boy. They got your boy. With that, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at what is happening here. And this was first reported by TMZ. Shout out to the guys over at TMZ. But let's bring this story up. This is. What were you thinking, Tyrone? You know you can't be running people over now. But let's get into some things. Let's read this story here. So, lawyer suing Fat Joe, indicted after allegedly mowing down a process server. There we go. Well, his hair, listen, guys, when I saw him in New York, his hair was a lot longer. And he was with Lil Rod. You know, I want to say the first day of the trial, I saw Tyrone Blackburn, but let's get into this. So Tyrone Blackburn, the lawyer who's suing Fat Joe, has been indicted for allegedly running over a process server with a car. TMZ has learned. Law enforcement sources confirmed to TMZ Blackburn has been officially indicted over the alleged May incident. You guys remember the trial started May 14th. I remember I was there a couple of days earlier, but I know I saw Lil Rod at the courthouse in the morning with Tyrone Blackburn. Though we are told the indictment will remain sealed until his arraignment. So do you guys understand why this indictment is sealed? Do you guys want to know why this indictment is sealed? I think it's sealed because there may be more than just that particular charge. And in New York, typically these indictments come down and they seal them until they get to arraignment, and then he's formally read his charges. So he needs a lawyer now. And I wondered then, why wouldn't a lawyer be willing to take in a summons? Because obviously, if he's not served, or typically when people are trying to serve others, they get creative with it. They get creative with their, ask for an autograph, and I guess he wasn't that dude to get an autograph. But in any event, they got him with this allegedly running down this process server. So this is from Tyrone's official Instagram page. But let's see what else we have here. Back in June, Blackburn was arrested after cops say he got into the vehicle while a 66-year-old process server was giving him papers connected to the Fat Joe case. Okay, and so Blackburn then allegedly put the car in reverse and hit the process server in the leg, causing a somewhat major knee injury that the server claims he needed surgery to fix. Oh my goodness. I guess his defense, I'm just speculating, his defense is probably going to be that he didn't see the guy, he just, if a car hits a leg, it don't require you using too much pressure. So what we probably have to see is there body cam? Was he doing this in a aggressive manner? Did he recklessly pull off when he saw the process server? I'm sure all that has to be sorted out. So Blackburn represents Terrence T.A. Dixon, who sued Fat Joe for millions. Allegedly I talked about this case on Twitter probably maybe 3 or 4 months ago, where this individual made these allegations against Fat Joe. And the story sounded pretty odd. And instead of Fat Joe saying, hey, I'm going to pay this guy because this guy's making these crazy claims, I need to protect my name, he hires none other than Joe Tacopino, who represented ASAP Rocky during the trial in Los Angeles. And Joe's, he's a Brooklyn boy and he knows his stuff. So Joe Tacopino said was the story, the case, the allegations was full of lies, intended to damage his reputation and force his settlement through public pressure. That happens a lot. That happens a lot in civil suits. And and I can give you examples of certain suits that have come out and people have literally decided to settle. The most famous one was Cassie and Diddy. She sued him, and then within 24 hours, he settled. I don't think it was the best move to make, but at the time, his team told him this was the best move to make, and we see how this played out. But in this case, Fat Joe decided to fight back and not only go after the person filing the lawsuit, but go after the attorney that is representing the person who wants to get a big payday. So this is not good. First and foremost, he's probably going to have to get off this civil case and find another attorney. And then if he's found guilty on any felony, he'll likely lose his license. So this is not a good situation for Tyrone Blackburn. Tyrone Blackburn's obviously, going to need some serious resources because fighting the prosecutors, Manhattan prosecution in New York is going to be pretty hard. It's going to be pretty hard. Why I say pretty hard? These Manhattan prosecutors, they're pretty thorough. Not to say they don't lose cases. This is not the SDNY. This is the Manhattan District Attorney's Office and Alan Bragg. Alan Bragg, watch out! President Trump. He's checking all the boxes right now. But anyway, I digress. This is a state case, ladies and gentlemen. This is a state case. This is a state case. So this is extremely bad for all the clients that Tyrone Blackburn is representing. And he's just going to have to get another attorney. That's just what it is. You can't go around getting, the indictment. and I laugh, but I say that, you know, when an attorney tries to dodge service, it's kind of ironic, you know, because if you're a civil attorney, your job is to make sure the person you suing gets served. So where they do that at, well, you don't want to get served. Listen, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And I guess Tyrone's going to have to figure this one out, and his client's going to have to figure this one out because he has to focus on this case. He don't have much time to focus on these civil cases. You know, he doesn't have much time to do that. But what do you guys think? And someone said, is he representing Jennifer? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Elite Leo, I see that. What the heck is going on? It's a state case for those who ask, and this is a state case. And again, when I heard about the alleged assault on this process server, I was outside the federal courthouse, and I said, wait a minute, what's this guy just here not too long ago? But in any event, he has to lawyer up. It's going to be different. He's probably going to have to put up a bond. He's probably going to have to find himself a good criminal defense attorney. I know a few, Tyrone, in New York. They're really good, Tyrone. I know a few good. But you know, you need some of that paper, because this case is if it moves as a assault, I don't know what degree. It would probably be because of knee injury. I can only guess this will probably be a E felony. I would guess this will be an E felony through the New York Penal Code. But we'll look it up. You know, we haven't seen an indictment. We're just speculating right now. Oh, my goodness. So, not discovery on, oh, my God. What's going on? So, Elias says, Lil Rod started discovery on Friday. It's not looking good. Well, someone said that, Van said that we don't, listen. No, that wasn't Van. Van, I saw your comment. Tyrone's lawyer spoke out already. Okay, well, we'll get a statement. We'll pull a statement up. Let's pull it. As a matter of fact, let's see. We got it. We got his statement. Hold on, stand by, guys. Let's see. We got his statement. Let's see. We got the statement here. Okay. Let's see. Let's go ahead and just get his statement. Pull his statement up real quick. Okay. We're going to find his statement real quickly. We're going to see what that statement is. Okay, we're doing this in real time. Let's see here. Okay, let's see. Wait a minute. Tyrone's in trouble. wait, my goodness. Okay. Let's see indictment. Let's see indictment. Let's see here. Now we need to see a current statement. I'm gonna look for the statement, guys, but let's see how this thing plays out. Let's see how it plays out. We'll find that statement here. Okay. Well, it looks like he hasn't surrendered yet, but that's just a matter of time. That's just a matter of time. We'll get the statement. Okay, so I haven't seen Lil Rod's discovery, but I know it's going to be a vigorous examination by the attorneys, and I'm assuming this is for Puff Daddy, Sean Combs. This is going to be a really deposition. You said discovery, but depositions are pretty intense because he has to repeat the things he has said in the lawsuit, but he has to get into great detail. You're saying discovery or a deposition? Because discovery, it sounds like you mean deposition. It sounds like you mean deposition. Because discovery, that's just a matter of turning over what you got. It's probably he starts a deposition, which is kind of, I think even starting a deposition this soon after the lawsuit, let's see. No, it's probably about the right time. This is about the right time because he filed his lawsuit over a year ago. So this is a state case. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, it's in the doc. Okay, cool. All right, guys, what do you think? Do you think the lawyer should take a plea? You think the lawyer should take a plea? What would a plea look like in this case? What would a plea look like in this type of case? I don't think that he would get any jail time if he's found guilty. I think there will likely be probation, restitution, community service, and disbarment. I don't think, depending upon what his defense is, he might have he was in a rush. That might be his excuse. I mean, not excuse, his reasoning. He might have been in a rush. He didn't see the guy. We need to see the video of this happening. And the video might be the nails in the coffin. Don't know. Don't know. Well, I don't know what the status is with this not yet with the whole pardon situation, but his lawyer's supposed to work until it takes 18 months for it to actually get heard. So that's what the lawyer's job is to do. But this is interesting that that this attorney is now being indicted in the case. The incident happened back in May. So it's interesting that it's now getting to this point. Well, I'm sure New York City has a lot of cases, but this one here, I don't see him getting any jail time. I don't see him getting, unless it was intentional, that could be a problem. Depending upon what the indictment reads, that could be a problem. But to think a lawyer would intentionally run over someone is just insane. It's just insane. We need to see see the cameras to see, how bad the guy's injury is. We need to see all that. So how does Tyrone continue the Fat Joe and Diddy cases now that he has to spend lawyer fees himself? He still have to work. He still has to work. He might be. He still has to work. And we know Fat Joe's not settling. That's not happening. But he still has to work. Jerome Street. Wait, Jerome, don't say that, Jerome. No one have to pay anything, allegedly. We don't know that. But I want to get more details on, once the indictment is unsealed. I want to get more details and see, is it possible that this was all a mistake? Was it all a mistake? Oh my goodness. Wait a minute. He's doing it pro bono works good for some attorneys. It definitely worked good for Cassie's attorney, Doug Wooddoor, because whatever the percentage split is, if he went in, which he probably did go in, on a pro bono situation, it was probably he probably got about 35-40% of of that $30 million. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Maybe 30%. I mean, if you know you're getting $30 million, at least $20 million off of a settlement, I'll take 30%. Because all he had to do is draft up the paperwork. 30% is good. You didn't have to go to trial. So is that Big Bertha's over there. Big Bertha's over there. We got Big Bertha over there on one of the shelves. We got Big Bertha over there. With that, ladies and gentlemen, for those who want to know Big Bertha. Okay, hold on. Okay, we're gonna have to put this on. Sorry, guys. I apologize on that. Appreciate you. We just do not disturb here. Jerome, Big Bertha's asleep in the corner. But oh my goodness. Oh my God. Guys, listen, I have another story I'm working on. I appreciate you coming in. We'll update you when we have more details on this story. But as it appears, Tyrone Blackburn has been indicted by a New York grand jury as a result of allegedly using his vehicle to injure a process server. He is presumed innocent, and he has the right to remain silent. Anything he says, it better be to his attorney. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you. I really do. I'll see you on the next live.